Hello dear students, welcome to mathematics class. In this class we are going to discuss paper second of BSc 6th semester. So here it is the syllabus of the first unit of the paper 2. Here the title of the paper is Complex Analysis and Ring Theory. The content in the first unit is analytic function, Cauchy-Riemann equations, harmonic function, harmonic conjugate, construction of analytic function using Milne-Thomson's method. So we already familiar with the complex number, right? So here complex number means it has two parts, one is the real part and one is the imaginary part. So let us discuss the basic or fundamentals of the complex number. So here the numbers of the form z is equal to a plus ib are called as complex numbers. So in this number a is called as real part and b is imaginary part, right? So here in the number a is equal to z equal to a plus ib, a is the real part and b is the imaginary part, and I is called as iota and its value is square root of minus 1. So in this z is equal to a plus ib, if b is equal to 0, then that z becomes a plus I into 0, which is equal to a, means this complex number does not contain the imaginary part because it is only real part which is equal to a. So therefore if b is equal to 0, then z is purely real number. So here it is purely real number which is equal to that z, and if a is equal to 0, then that z becomes 0 plus I into b. So therefore in this number in place of a we have 0, means there is no real part, it contain only imaginary part. So therefore that z is called purely imaginary number. So therefore here in the number z is equal to a plus ib, on the values of a and b we are going to distinguish in the two types. One is really purely real number and one is purely imaginary number. Now let us discuss basic operations on complex numbers, that addition, subtraction, multiplication and division of complex numbers. So first of all let us discuss on the addition of the complex numbers. So the first operation is addition of complex numbers. Let z1 equal to a plus ib and z2 is equal to c plus id be any two complex numbers, right? So let us consider the two complex numbers, z1 equal to a plus ib and z2 equal to c plus id. Then how to add these two complex numbers? So z1 plus z2. So here it is a plus ib plus c plus id. So while adding the two complex numbers, we need to add the corresponding real parts and imaginary parts separately. So here a and c are the real parts of z1 and z2 respectively. So therefore it is a plus b plus, here the imaginary parts of z1 and z2 are b and d. So here it is a plus c, because a and c are the real parts, and that I into b plus d. It means that whenever we are going to add the two complex numbers, we need to add real and imaginary parts separately. Then the second one, that is subtraction of complex numbers. So similar to the addition of the complex numbers, we are going to subtract the two complex numbers. Here also same, we need to subtract real parts and imaginary parts separately. Here also consider z1 equal to a plus ib and z2 is equal to c plus id. Then z1 minus z2. z1 minus z2 is a plus ib minus c plus id, which is equal to a minus c, because we need to subtract the real part separately. Here a is the real part and here c is the real part, minus I into, here let us consider this I as plus, then here b is positive, that is plus b, and minus d. So therefore it is the subtraction of two complex numbers. So here addition and subtraction are similar, because we are going to add two real parts separately in case of addition, and in case of subtraction, subtract real and imaginary parts separately. Then the third operation is multiplication. Multiplication of complex numbers. So here z1 equal to a plus ib and z2 is equal to c plus id. Then how to multiply these two? Now z1 into z2 is equal to a plus ib into c plus id, which is equal to. So it is similar as the multiplication of two algebraic expressions. So here it is first one and the second one. So how to multiply these two? First, the first term of this one into first term of this one, that is AC plus I into AD plus I into BC plus, here I into I, that is I square. We know that I is equal to square root of minus 1, then square of that square root of minus 1 becomes only minus 1, then it is minus BD. Now the term which is multiplied by I is called as imaginary part, and the term which is not multiplied by I is nothing but real part. So here the terms AC and BD are independent of I, so therefore they are the real parts. So now consider AC minus BD. Then in these two terms, that is I into AD and I into BC, I is common, so therefore it is I into AD plus BC, because these two terms are multiplied by I, hence they are called as imaginary parts. So then collecting real and imaginary parts separately, we will get the real part as AC minus BD and AD plus BC as the imaginary part. So therefore this will give the product of two complex numbers z1 and z2. Then the fourth one is division of complex numbers. Division of complex numbers. So here actually we are not going to divide the two complex numbers. So here division of complex numbers means, here suppose z1 and z2 are the two complex numbers. Now if we need to multiply divide z1 by z2, it implies that we are multiplying z1 by the multiplicative inverse of z2. Here we are not representing the complex number in denominator. So therefore here 1 by z2 is nothing but that is the multiplicative inverse of z2. So next we are going to find, or we will discuss about how to find the multiplicative inverse of a complex number. Suppose that z equal to a plus ib. Now z equal to a plus ib is the complex number. Then how to represent 1 by z, because 1 by z is nothing but multiplicative inverse of z. So here it is 1 divided by a plus ib. 1 divided by a plus ib. Whenever we have the complex number in denominator, then we have to rationalize that. Rationalization means we need to multiply and divide by the term which has the opposite sign of the denominator. So here a plus ib is given, then we need to multiply by a minus ib. So therefore now a minus ib divided by a plus ib into a minus ib. That is, the numerator is a minus ib, we have multiplied here, then we need to divide by the same term, so therefore a minus ib, but the given term is 1 divided by a plus ib. Now it is a minus ib divided by, now in the denominator we have two factors, one is a plus ib and one is a minus ib. The product of these two factors is nothing but a square plus b square, by using the identity that a plus b into a minus b is equal to a square minus b square. So therefore that is equal to a square plus b square. Hence that 1 by z is equal to a minus ib divided by a square plus b square, which is the multiplicative inverse of this z equal to a plus ib. Means if you multiply z and 1 by z, we should get the identity element of multiplication. We already know which is the identity element under multiplication and addition. So here 1 is the identity element under multiplication. Now here z equal to what? A plus ib. Then 1 by z we got the value as a minus ib divided by a square plus b square. And again in the numerator we have the same terms, a plus ib and a minus ib, and its product is nothing but a square plus b square divided by a square plus b square. So here a square plus b square divided by a square plus b square will give 1, which is nothing but the identity element under multiplication. Hence that 1 by z is the multiplicative inverse of z is equal to a plus ib. So in the binary operation, that division, we are going to multiply z and 1 by z, or z1 into 1 by z2. Here we have that z1 into 1 by z2. So here z1 is the complex number and 1 by z2 is the multiplicative inverse of the z2, because we are not considering the complex number in denominator. Whenever we have the complex number in denominator, we should rationalize the denominator and bring that to numerator. So that will give the required multiplicative inverse. Now, one more important point of this complex number is conjugate of a complex number. So, if z equal to a plus ib is any complex number, then its conjugate is given by z bar is equal to a minus ib. So here z equal to a plus ib is any complex number and its conjugate is given by z bar is equal to a minus ib. So here we are applying this negative sign only for the imaginary part. Suppose if z equal to minus a plus ib, z equal to minus a plus ib, then z bar is equal to minus a minus ib, and it is not equal to plus a minus ib because we are going to apply negative sign only for the imaginary part and not for the real part. Means whenever we are going to write the conjugate of any complex number, only concentrating on the imaginary part of the given complex number. If it is negative, then make it as the positive, and if it is positive, then make that as the negative sign. And suppose a is equal to a minus ib, then z bar equal to a plus ib, opposite sign of the given imaginary part. Now let us have the discussion on the function of a complex variable. So already we have discussed the fundamentals of the complex numbers and how the complex number is, what is real part and what is imaginary part. So here now we are going to discuss the function of a complex variable. So you already we know what is function and how it represent. Now f of x is equal to y, right, where x is the independent variable and y is the dependent variable because y is a function of x. So here suppose z is equal to x plus iy is a complex number, then function of a complex variable means here x and y are the variables, means z is also a variable but it is called as complex variable. Now if we write the function as f of z, then this function is called as function of a complex variable. So here f of z is, suppose f of z equal to z square plus 1. Here f of x equal to y means y will be a function of x, let it be 2x plus 3, right, which is a function of x. Similarly here f of z means that should be function of z, hence that is equal to z square plus 1, where z equal to x plus iy. Now let us substitute z equal to x plus iy. So x plus iy whole square plus 1. Now using the identity a plus b whole square, it gives a x square plus iy whole square plus I into 2xy plus 1. This is equal to x square. Here I square is minus 1, so then that becomes y square. Here plus 1 is independent of I, so therefore x square minus y square plus 1 is independent of I, means it is the real part, plus I into 2xy. Here this 2xy is multiplied by I, then this is imaginary part. So if we write this as u plus I into v, where u is nothing but x square minus y square plus 1, and v is equal to 2xy. So here u is the real part of the function f of z and v is the imaginary part of the function, where u and v both are the functions of x and y. Means real part is also a function of x and y, imaginary part is also a function of x and y. But in case of z equal to x plus iy, the x is the real part and y is the imaginary part. But in case of function of a complex variable, both real and imaginary parts are the functions of x and y. So here let us discuss the function of a complex variable. So here a symbol which can stand for any one set of complex numbers is called a complex variable. So already we have discussed z equal to x plus iy. If you give the values for x and y, that will make one set. Suppose z equal to x plus iy is the real number. If you put x equal to 1 and y equal to 2, that is 1 plus 2i, that is one complex number. Means for by changing the values of x and y, we can represent so many complex numbers by using the representation as z equal to x plus y iy. Means that z equal to x plus iy is nothing but a complex variable, because that will make one set of complex numbers. Now suppose to each value that a complex variable z can assume, there corresponds one or more values of a complex variable w. And z equal to x plus iy is a general complex number. By giving x and y some particular values, then that is nothing but different complex numbers. So suppose w is equal to 2 plus 3i, then w is equal to 3 plus 4i, w is equal to 5 plus 6i, and so on. Now then w is a function of z, and it can be written as w is equal to f of z. As similar in the Cartesian functions, y is equal to f of x, but in case of complex plane, that w is equal to f of z. So here z is an independent variable because the function completely depends on the variable z. So therefore w is equal to f of z is a function of z, and z is independent and w is dependent because w depends on z. And now since z equal to x plus iy, f of z will be of the form u plus iv, as we have discussed in the example u plus iv, where u and v are functions of x and y. That is w is equal to u of x comma y plus I into v of x comma y. So this is the definition of function of a complex variable. It is